Hi guys, welcome to my December videos. This is Pisces Priestess, and for any of those that are new joining my channel, I want to thank you. And I also want to thank you guys for the last time I checked, there was 347 followers, and that is just so amazing to me. Now I'm aware that that's a small number. Some tarot readers have, well, I guess YouTube readers, some YouTube people, YouTubers, they have millions of followers, but I'm in my corner of the world. I'm one person. This is my story, and I can't believe that there are over 300 people who watch my videos and care about my messages, and that to me is just the best thing. I never thought that this would take off so fast, so I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me. Your comments mean so much, guys. And here I am in December recording the videos for you now. And, part of me can't believe it. Part of me is like, it's December, So, and it is an intense month indeed. We are in Sagittarius season this month. And at the end of the month, we will be entering in Capricorn season. Now, this month is all about, I would say the first half of the month is all about communication. It's all about enlightening truth. It's all about our beliefs. It's all about our higher knowledge. And I say this because we have a third house and a ninth house opposition. Every month we have, the moon has a chance to be full in light, and it has a chance to be completely absent in light. So we call that a full moon and a new moon. The new moon is going to be happening in a few days on the 18th, and it's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. We had the full moon already. So if you're watching this, we experienced a full moon on the December 3rd. And you guys know me, I like to cover the astrology in my intro videos, and we'll talk a little bit more about some things that apply to the individual signs in the videos. So the first thing that really happened in December was that full moon. That full moon completely changed my life. It was very enlightening. It was a very mutable moon. We always have a mutable moon before we have a cardinal moon. And that's very interesting. I am a mutable sign. The mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius. We're in a mutable season, okay? And it makes sense why mutable would come before cardinal, because mutable signs are all about change. It's all about adaptability. So a lot of people don't realize this, but whatever season we're in, it kind of flows with that kind of change. So when we reach a mutable signs represent the end. We start out with Aries, and then we go, that's a cardinal, and then we go to Taurus, and that's fixed. And then we move to Gemini, and that is mutable. And then there's 3. And then we start again to Cancer, and that will be a cardinal. So we've reached Sagittarius season, and that means that it's like a cycle almost that's ending. And it makes sense that it's mutable, because in order to create action, which is what a cardinal sign would be, and that would be Capricorn energy coming in, we had to initiate change. You can't apply action to something before changing, okay? You have to make the decision to change before you can, make action towards something. So that's how our universe works, and right now it's a time for change. Everybody is changing in so many different ways. You thought that was just in Scorpio season, huh? But it's definitely kicking off here in Sagittarius season. Another thing is, around this time of year, there's a lot of other changes happening as well. We come up on the winter solstice, and that's the shortest day of the year. Very, very powerful day of the year. That would be on the 21st. Some people consider it to be on the 22nd. But I would say the 21st is the winter solstice. Now, we're jumping a little bit ahead. We have a few things happening before that. So we covered the full moon in Gemini. So that was completions, and that's happening in different areas of our life, you guys. I'll talk a little bit about that in the videos here. And then we had a Mercury retrograde on the same day as the Gemini full moon. I'm sure if you watch other readers, they're talking about this as well. It's very interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So for Mercury to go retrograde on the same day as a Gemini full moon, very significant. We had that. It's been retrograde for a couple weeks now, week and a half, and it will go back direct on the 22nd, okay? Then, of course, I wanted to mention on the 18th, we have a Sagittarius stellium in the sky. Okay, that's very important in different areas of our life, guys. Very important to know where Sagittarius is for us. For example, for me, a Pisces, Sagittarius is my 10th house. Okay, so that's all about career, it's all about long-term goals, things like that. So it's wise to know where Sagittarius falls in your chart and also in your personal chart. In my personal chart, Sagittarius falls in my 12th house, in my 11th house. So there's going to be a stellium there for me, and well, for us. And what a stellium is when 3 or more planets are coupled together in the sky. So on that day, okay, especially very, very important for Sagittarius, but very important for all of us because we're all under the same universe. We all connected to the same light. And, you know, this is going to be very, very important for us. All about our beliefs, all about higher knowledge, even travel, philosophy. So we're going to have the sun in Sagittarius on the 18th. We're going to have the moon. We're going to have Saturn. We're going to have Venus. And we're also going to have, what is that last planet? Mercury? It might be Mercury. But I know that there are 5 planets. It is Mercury. It is Mercury. Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius until... I know it moves into Capricorn, but it might not move into Capricorn this month. I'm not sure. So it will be Mercury though. I don't have here that Mercury's moving right now. So there's going to be that powerful stellium in Sagittarius. I wanted to mention that to you guys. We had Chiron go direct in Pisces. Very, very important. Moving forward with pain. Whereas before we were dealing with a lot of past pain. So now this is the chance to heal ourselves in the moment. We went back into the past for a really long time to heal past wounds, okay? That's the wounded healer, Chiron. We had Mars enter Scorpio on the 9th. We have a Saturn entering Capricorn. Okay, that is one of the most, I would say one of the most important astrological aspects this month. Okay, we all have Capricorn in a different spot in our chart, you guys, but Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is coming home, all right? I'm going to try my best to do Saturn videos. I think I'm going to schedule them in around, because I never do my videos before around the 15th. I like the month to take its course for a couple months. That way I can work with the energy. I can feel what's already happened. It comes out in my readings. We could talk about what's happening now, and then we can talk about what's gonna happen. So a past, present, and future type of thing. With that being said, I'll probably wait for Saturn to be in Capricorn for about a week. And at the same time, I have a Cap rising, so I believe I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations and just initiations with my ruling planet. So yeah, I'll probably be able to get to those Saturn videos beginning of January, I want to say. Okay, so be on the lookout for my Saturn videos. I'm going to record what I think Saturn means in astrology and what I think Saturn will be doing. We're all going to have our karma shift. Saturn rules is the lord of karma. So, you know, instead of it being in the 9th house of Sagittarius, it's going to move into Capricorn, the 10th house, but it's a different house for all of us. So after that, Saturn moves into Capricorn. I mean, it's like boom, boom, boom. 18th, we have a new moon. 19th, we have Saturn moving into Capricorn. 21st, we have a winter solstice. The sun moves into Capricorn the 21st too. On the 25th, Venus moves into Capricorn. And of course, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, that would be Christmas there. And then we have a happy numerology year. I myself, as an astrologer, I consider the new year to start on March 20th when the sun enters Aries. Yay! That will be that's when the whole universe shifts paradoxes, right? But numerology has a factor here. So instead of 2017, universal year 1, and I should do a whole video on universal year 1. Our universe has these 10-year cycles, right? And 2017 was a brand new cycle. It was a universal year 1. And I'm not hearing a lot of astrologers talking about that. So I might do my best to put out a video soon about that as well. Perhaps at the end of January when we're in a universal year 2. So, you know, we're officially initiating, and we've ended the first chapter to a new cycle, and then we'll be entering chapter 2, universal year 2. Also, I do believe next month we have an Aquarius eclipse. I did put that down here at the bottom, but I believe I will talk about that a little bit more next month. And another thing I didn't put here is around the 19th, when Saturn moves into Capricorn, we're also going to be on the cusp of prophecy, okay? Very powerful cusp. And I believe it would end on the 25th when Venus enters Capricorn. So very powerful month. That was just a little bit of my basic notes. I don't want to make this intro video too long because my videos, guys, are pretty long this month. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the readings that what you can look forward to in my video. So this month I wanted to do a 9-card spread because Sagittarius is the 9th sign. I'm using, I guess I should have got these out before, but I'm using my Indigo Angel deck. I thought that was so beautiful. Sagittarius is such a light sign. You know, they are the mutable fire sign, very, very light sign, very, very light energy. So I'm going to be using my Indigo Angel deck to get the first 9 cards, and then of course I'll be using the original Whiter Ray Tarot. Kind of as clarifiers, but as more so as an extension, just to get a better idea of what the energies have been. I've done a few readings. Sorry guys, my voice is a little cracky, but I've done a few readings already, and they are very powerful, very, very powerful. They're a little bit longer because obviously there's 9 cards, and then I put 9 cards over that, so 9 plus 9 is 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So I thought that was very beautiful to have some numerology playing. I like to have a theme sometimes, so I have this kind of 18 card spread this month, guys. It's a lot of cards, but it's what do you expect with this? Is kind of what these readings are becoming is kind of an overlook of the whole year. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming up, and it's because I'm a Pisces. You know, I represent the last house of the zodiac. So 12 is a very powerful number for me. You know, I didn't even really realize that, but we're in the 12th month. Spirit works in 12s a lot, and it's because 1 plus 2 is 3, and Spirit works in trinities. So this is a very powerful month numerology wise. The 12th of this month, 12/12, was a very powerful day as well. So we're really, really coming up on the end of a cycle here, guys, and December is what is the symbols behind that. It's kind of symbolic for that. So that's what I'm doing for the readings. And also I want to thank Capricorn and Sagittarius because I was looking, I wanted to start doing kind of some giveaways type of things, making my readings a little special. So I looked, I'm not sure how it is now, but I looked about the beginning of January. I looked at my videos, checked the feedback, and Capricorn had the most likes. Sagittarius had the most views. So I will be pulling an extra card for your guys' reading this month, and it's going to be from the Wisdom of the House of Knights. I figured, you know, that would be a nice, because these cards here really cover some hidden energies. It's all about the night and what's hidden. And since there's so much light going on, you know, it might be nice to know what's behind the scenes. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, thank you so much for liking my videos and for, you know, viewing my videos. It kind of worked out because this is your guys' birthday month, so happy birthday. This is my present to you. And next month we'll see who has the most views and who has the most likes, and I will do something fun with that. Also guys, I am adding sage this month to my videos. I have incense and I have sage. I think incense are a very, very powerful method of honoring the air element and honoring the fire element. Incense are air and fire, and that's exactly what we're dealing with this month, is Sagittarius, a fire sign, and air, Gemini. So I'm working with incense for everybody. That's for all the videos. I thought about maybe having that as my giveaway, like maybe some videos have an incense, but actually I'm just in need. These are very powerful energies this month, guys. I'm tapping into a lot of things behind the scenes. You know, I'm going to get some very powerful messages out here so that we could head into our new year, so we can head into 2018, I should say, with clear intent. There's been a lot that's happened this year. 2017 was an extremely enlightening year for me, and I hope it was for you guys too. Now, enlightening isn't always easy. It can be very hard to wake up to the truth and to see things that you didn't see before. So, excuse me, my throat chakra. But yeah, it can be very, very intense waking up to all these things, and I think we've come a long way. I think it's been extremely transforming, and I'm actually very proud of all of us, especially those of us who went inside, went inwards, and done the work needed. Those people, we're really going to be rewarded this month. We're really going to be rewarded next year, okay? So I do think that that's all, guys. Those are the readings I'm doing. I'm really excited to get the rest of them done. Very, very, very special, powerful messages. And other than that, you guys, we made it. It's the end of the year. I can't believe it. But I hope you have the rest of the, I don't know what time, when you guys are going to be watching this, but I hope you have the rest of the great, I always can't say that part. I hope you have, I hope the rest of your month is great. Okay, this is what I mean. There's a lot of energies. It's a lot to cover, but I'm going to do my best to just, you know, go with the flow. That's what's best for me. And, you know, maybe that will be what's best for you too, especially with all these energies going on here. Okay. I do hope you enjoy your readings this month, and I hope you enjoy your holiday and your new year. And other than that, I will talk to you guys next year. See you later. Leo, hello. Welcome to your December tarot readings with me, Pisces Priestess. All right, Leo. Let's see here. We're going to cover a little bit of astrology in your reading, like I always do, and then we will get into your tarot reading. So this month, December, is all about 11th house and 5th house energy for you. Isn't that cool? You are the 5th house, and your opposite sign, Aquarius, is the 11th house. So you're kind of familiar, I would say, with some energies you may be tackling this month. So to start the month off, we are a few weeks into December already, so we're going to be talking about some things that have already happened, and then we will be talking about some things that have not happened yet. So we'll be able to prepare a little bit for certain energies. So we had a Gemini full moon on the 3rd, and that is the moon that is happening in your 11th house, okay? So the 11th house is all about community. It's all about, I would say, our hopes and wishes as well, and it's about our service, and that's more so the 6th house, but you know, we are of service of our communities as well. So this is the groups of people and friends that we are associated with. That's what the 11th house rules. So you had a full moon there, so I would say there are certain completions and new beginnings that took place around the beginning of December. In the area of your life that has to do with friends and family and peers and groups of people that we have to associate with. So this could even be at work, wherever you find yourself, like, so if you're in college, your classmates, things like that. That is what the 11th house rules. And then the 5th house, you know, this is the most interesting house to me, I would say, because it has to do with family and fun and pleasure. So the 5th house is, some people say it's the house of soulmates as well, but the 5th house is your house, Leo. So you just want to think of your own energy when you think of the 5th house of, I would say that it's the 5th house of pleasure. You know, the 5th house to me is where the children reside. It's the house that the sun rules. So, you know, I don't know if every astrologer believes this, but I believe that you could be coming into certain awarenesses this month as well. So we did have a full moon in your 11th house. Could be certain people you don't talk to anymore. Could be new people that you're just now starting to talk to. Because full moons bring beginnings and completions. And it's when the moon is full with light. So you could have also become aware of certain things in the beginning of December that you weren't aware of before. And this could be things that have to do with your family or your friends or even your spouse, your partner, your classmates, certain work-related issues. You could become aware that I don't want to live where I live anymore. You know, you could become aware of your community. So for some of you, this could be a completion or new beginning in the community that you're involved in. So we also had Mercury go retrograde on that full moon. So Sagittarius is a fire sign, guys. So how you been liking that? I love when there is water in the universe. So in Scorpio season and in Pisces season and in Cancer season, I feel right at home because I'm a water sign. So maybe some of you feel right at home with this Sagittarius fire energy. I'm not sure if you guys know any Sagittariuses, but I think you guys get along pretty well as fire. You are a fixed sign, Leo. So you may not enjoy this mutable energy as much as some people might. It's all about change. There's not really any stability. When everything's changing, it's hard to ground yourself and it's hard to stabilize the energy because mutable energy doesn't really like to stabilize, because when you stabilize something, it becomes permanent. And then when it becomes permanent, we don't have much room to adapt and to change. So if you're stable, there's really no need to adapt. Okay, so that's where fixed signs and mutable signs can kind of be different. So we are in a mutable season. We had a mutable moon. So lots and lots of mutability there with your 11th house of community and people we know, groups of people, our hopes and wishes. Some of your hopes and wishes towards these things could be changing as well. And then we had a Mercury retrograde in your 5th house. So that's going to be really hit home for you since you are the 5th house. So there's certain mental awareness, I want to say, that could be arising. But don't worry, on the 22nd, Mercury's going to go back direct. And then we can all move on with our lives. Mercury has been in your 5th house for a while, though. So you could be really, really focusing on your mental clarity and, you know, a lot of communication there as well. When Mercury goes retrograde, it is a chance for us to go back in the past. So this is exes, okay? This is not only exes, though. This could be family members that we didn't talk to for a while coming back into our life, or certain job opportunities that we thought were in the past. Anything. But it's going to have to do with communication and logic and thoughts, and it's going to be retrograde-ish. So on the 22nd, we do have that going back direct, and communication can carry on. So, on the 18th, we have a lot of energy in your 5th house. You should really take advantage of this, Leo. We're going to have the moon there and the sun there in Sagittarius, which is a new moon. That means we're not going to be able to see the moon that day. It's rather dark energies, not evil, but just, I think we're going to have to be our own light, which should be no problem for you, Leo. You are the sun. You are the source of light in our universe. So make sure you're shining that day. So yeah, we have the moon and the sun in Sagittarius that day, and we're going to have Saturn at the tail end of Sagittarius. We're going to have Venus there, and we're going to have Mercury there. So those are 5 really main energies that's going to create a stellium. And I think that's important for you as a fire sign and as it being your 5th house. So a new moon, when we have the sun and the moon in the same house or in the same area in the universe, that is a chance for us to, it's like the moon is hidden. So our emotions and our feelings can be hidden as well, which makes us extremely able to focus on planting seeds for our future. Okay, so every new moon is pretty much a preparation of every full moon that follows. So you want to do things on this new moon that you're going to want to come to fruition in the beginning of January when there's a Cancer full moon. And that's going to be in your 12th house, guys. We'll talk more about that in January. But you do have a 12th house moon coming up, and then you're going to have a Leo full moon the next month when it's Aquarius season. So, other than that, we have a couple other energies going on. Saturn in Capricorn's a big one, but I'm going to do other videos on that. These videos get kind of long this month because I'm doing an 18-card spread, so I don't want to babble too much here about astrology in the beginning. Let's see, is there anything else? Well, you are still the North Node, Leo. So that's something to mention, you know. I'm going to relate your reading a lot to that North Node of Destiny. And the reason why that's so important is because when it's Aquarius season, right now we're in Sagittarius season, we're going to go through Capricorn season, and then when we get to Aquarius season, it's really going to compel you to that North and South Node, okay? So you are the North Node of Destiny. You are the North Star right now. You're the direction that everybody's trying to head. We're all trying to head towards more passion. We're all trying to head towards more of that fixed passion. So we're all trying to follow our hearts right now, subconsciously. And we're letting go and learning more from that Aquarian energy, right? So that's something to mention there. And other than that, I think there will be an Aquarius eclipse in your your 7th house. Aquarius is your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So there is going to be an eclipse there next month that might jumpstart some things. There's the winter solstice on the 21st, the shortest day of the year. And then, of course, we have Capricorn season on the 20th, Venus moving into Capricorn, and then those of you who celebrate Christmas, and then Happy New Year. So that's a little bit of the astrology, and I do believe that we can continue on with your reading now. I always like to cover just a little bit of astrology in the readings. So Spirit, this is the messages for Leo for December 2017. Please give them divine messages that are relatable. One thing though, Leo, is that these messages are pretty long, so I am going to move my camera down. Sorry for those of you who want to see me. I want to see you too. But it's easier this way because now you can see your reading, right? I might have to move this again sometime, but I think that's good right there. Oh, a little too low. I think that'll be good. So, as I was saying, Spirit, these messages are for Leo, the 5th house in the universe. And this message is for December 2017, the last day of the year. So please, Spirit, let's get some messages out for the Leos who watch my videos this month. What can we expect for Leo? Leo. Oh, you know what, guys? I forgot to light this incense. Somebody didn't want me to. I have to light this for you. Do you want to know what these incense are called? Divine blessings. So that's very Leo-ish. And of course, it's a fire element. And we're working here with fire and air, and the beautiful smell just makes me focus more. So yeah, we have divine blessings coming out for you. Alright, Leo, let's see what's going on for you for December, the last month of this year. Ooh, it's been a really enlightening year. Allow love. Flipped over. So this is a message, Leo. It flipped back over, so I'm not going to use it. But I see here that some of you are really offering your heart, and you're really trying to allow love into your life, which is so beautiful to see. That was a message from the angels saying, allow love into your life, Leo. So, Spirit, any cards that pop out, I'm going to lay on the table. So I trust that you are in effect here, and that any messages that pop out are indeed for the sign of Leo. Please, angels. Okay, so we have you already know. All right, Leo, I'm not even going to do your reading then. We're good. You already know everything. Bye. I'm just kidding. But the first card that is coming out is you already know. So there's something this month that you already know. We have make a wish for the second card. Guys, that's pretty straightforward. So you want to make a wish. This is for Leo, December 2017. Leo energy, December 2017. This incense is really choking me out a little bit. So I'm just going to turn it. December 2017, Leo. Freedom, 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 freedom. Ooh, self-reflection. You guys' energy is not that hard to get out of the cards, so thank you for that. Learn something new. Ooh, there's an apology. Apologize. That card came up for Gemini as well, so there may be something there with a Gemini. I'm just gonna move this. Ooh, right here. Oh no! Please don't land on my cards. As long as it doesn't burn them, I'm okay. But these incenses are pretty powerful, and I'm a Taurus moon, so my senses are very strong. Alright, Leo. Oh, shoot. Explorer. Ask for a sign. One more card for you, Leo. And then let's get a beautiful message at the bottom of the deck for Leo as well. One more card, Spirit. What can we end Leo's reading with this month? What's the last little bit of December going to look like for Leo? What's the last bit of December going to look like for Leo energy? Let's get a truthful card out there from that best explains the energy. Whoa. Okay, we have Share Your Wisdom that came out. The bottom of your deck is going to be Love Yourself, Leo. Love yourself. So that's very beautiful. Move this up just a little bit. And now we're going to get the cards from the Wider Rate Tarot, the traditional. And we're going to lay a card over each of these cards I have laying out for you. I'm just going to move this down just a smidgen. These divine blessings are smelling so good. Make sure that you can see pretty much everything, right? Alright, these messages for Leo. Ooh, Page of Wands. You already know. And that is your energy, Leo. The Page of Wands. So you already know. You already know. Alright, we did have the Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles pop out here. But let's focus. So there might be some clarity that's needed in the finance department, or some type of communication with an earth sign. Okay. Alright, these messages are for Leo, December 2017. I'm doing a 9-card spread. Hanged Man, looking at something from a different angle. Ooh, the world. Make a wish in the world. That is so beautiful. Alright, what card can we place on freedom? Oh, we have the Moon here and the Ace of Wands. So there could be some type of new beginning here with a Pisces. There could be some type of new beginning here with your inner feelings or with your inner soul. So this is a really interesting energy to come up here. And Spirit is telling me to lay that right there. Okay, any cards that come out, I'm just going to lay them as they are because these are your messages and I don't want to interfere. Queen of Pentacles, learn something new. Okay. And then we have this Ten of Pentacles that wants to show up. And we have this Explorer and this Hierophant. I don't think that's it. I always listen to my intuition, Leo, so don't worry, we're gonna get these energies right for you. So what can we place on Apologize, Spirit, for Leo's reading? That was the Three of Pentacles, so there could be some type of teamwork that didn't work out. But let's see here. Whoa. Okay, Spirit, come on now. We gotta get these energies out for Leo. Let's focus very strongly. Maybe I need to put both my feet on the ground. I do better when my feet are planted. So what can we get for Apologize? There's some type of imbalance going on, some type of second chance as well. Ooh. Ooh. That's a pretty intense message right there for you. Let's see here. And you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. The bottom of your deck is the Six of Pentacles. So there is a need to balance, not only in finances, but in value. Okay, but we're going to get to that after we focus on your actual reading, Leo. So what I'm going to do is put this right up here. I don't know why I haven't even been doing that. So, and then we have this Mr. Sage here that we're going to put right up there. That way we can move. Oops. I just have to pay attention to my computer just in case it dies. Alright, Leo, you ready? I'm ready. So, to start your reading off, we have You Already Know, which is such a weird energy to start, you know, a reading off with, because it's like, okay, I'm going to be telling them something that they already know. But nonetheless, it's still important. So, to me, this message is literally something that you already know, Leo. Now, the Page of Wands is a new beginning with passion. So, there's some type of new beginning, some type of new passionate beginning that you already know what I'm talking about. Because this is a very fiery energy. Now, this could be a Sagittarius or Aries. It could have something to do with those signs. This could be a new beginning of passion in Sagittarius season. And I believe that Sagittarius season is extra powerful in December because, you know, they don't share that month with anyone else. When last month it was kind of shared with Scorpio. Well, it's just like Capricorn. Capricorn's real month is January, you know. So this is the real month of Sagittarius. And I see that these fiery energies have really jump-started some type of passion inside you. Because this is passion. This person is is very passionate about a new endeavor that they're about to embark on. So it's almost as if he has the Ace of Wands or something. So this is a new journey, okay? So you probably started a new journey of some sort in the beginning of December. I don't know why, but I'm hearing scholar. So, you know, to me that reminds me of some type of school journey or some type of journey with, oh, okay, because Sagittarius is about higher learning. And Sagittarius is about philosophy and higher knowledge. So you guys could be doing some type of passionate learning this month. You could be doing certain things to broaden your knowledge about certain things. And you know, it's interesting because you might already know that, Leo. You might be expanding your knowledge in areas that you already know. Now, this card talks about intuition, because when you already know something, it's very intuitive, right? So we have this angel here who's walking alongside what looks like a beach or a lake, and it looks like she's in deep thought about something, but it also speaks to denial, Leo, because sometimes when we already know things, we like to still pretend that we don't have all the information. Like, it's almost as if your intuition is telling you that something isn't working out or that you have to let go of something. This could be different for all of you. There's a lot of Leos that watch my channel, so it's going to be different for all of you. But there's something this month that you already know. And it's interesting that this lady looks like she's contemplating still. It's like contemplating on something that you already know. And it's directly related to you, Leo. Okay, so there was some type of new journey or something that you started that you might be actually thinking twice about now, or thinking deeper about. I see you in deep concentration here. And I do see that this lady is walking along some type of river or pond or ocean. So to me, it's like you're walking alongside your emotions. So there's a lot of emotional passion here towards something that you already know. And I think that we will figure more out about that as we go on with your reading, okay? But I feel that that's very, very Leo right there. There's a lot of energy right there for that. Now, the next card we have is Make a Wish. So the angels are really guiding you to make a wish this month in December, Leo. So come on now. You just go ahead and look at this card. I don't know if you're a person who wishes a lot, but there's some type of wish. There's something you want in your heart. And whatever that might be, whether it's a kitten, whether it's world peace, but I do recommend that you use this wish for something that you desire. So I wouldn't waste, it's not necessarily a waste, but I wouldn't give this wish to something like world peace or some world hunger. No, what do you really desire, Leo? What do you think about before you go to bed at night? What do you think about when you wake up? What would really, really make your heart light up? What would set your heart on fire? There's a secret desire of yours that you've really been thinking about all year long. You've been thinking about it all month long, thinking about it for a while, okay? And I think you already know what this wish is. You've been thinking a lot, and it could have something to do with this passionate journey that you started, that you already knew. And you could be thinking about this wish here because you already know what you want, you already know what you desire, and it's all about going after that now, right? With passion and fire like you are. So there's something here with that, Leo, and you really want to make a wish, okay? Whatever this wish is for you, whatever you'd like to use this wish for, you look right up to the sky, you look right up to what this North Star looks like up here, and you make a wish for yourself. Use this wish for your own heart's desire, whatever your deepest desire is. And you know, you ask the universe and you shall receive, and I mean that. I'm proof of that. I've asked for things, but you want to be careful, Leo. Be careful what you wish for, especially because you're the North Node. You know, wishes do come true. But nonetheless, I do believe in wishing, and whether this is at a fountain in the mall, whether this is at 11:11, whether this is wishing on a star or anything, or whether this is just simply meditating, closing your eyes, and focusing your intent. So one thing that I'm going to share with you is something I learned from a different tarot reader that I watch, and his name's Magic Mike. He's the peace dealer, and he's teaching this month this kind of breathing exercise that you can use and that you can do to help receive from the universe. So what you do is you breathe in for 4 seconds, and while you breathe in for those 4 seconds, you think of things that satisfy you. So think of this wish, because wishes are satisfying, right? So you want to think of this satisfying wish. You want to think of the things that fill your heart and that fill you, that you're content. And then you think about that for the 4 seconds that you breathe in. And then when you breathe out for 4 seconds, you release gratitude to the universe as if this wish has already been granted. So let's do that a couple times together right now. Okay, focus on this card. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Think of the wish coming true and feeling satisfied, okay? And breathe out gratitude, as if to thank the universe for making this wish come true. One more time. Breathe in 4 seconds. Think of that wish. And make sure you're breathing out gratitude for the universe as if the wish has already been granted. And there you go, Leo. I hope you guys did that with me. And not only is there a wish, but there's also a celebration. So congratulations, that wish just came true in a matter of seconds. Because this is a good luck card. This is a celebration. So you're celebrating. For some of you, you could have already made a wish. You could have, because this is the first week of December. So in the first week of December, when you had that full moon in your 11th house, you could have made a wish, Leo, and the universe heard it. And now you're celebrating because that wish came true. Could be a person. Maybe you wanted to be with a certain person and they come back into your life. Maybe you get a certain job. Maybe you get a promotion. You know, you are the North Node of Destiny. And you are on this card. Leo, you're that lion down there, right next to Taurus, right beneath Scorpio, and right diagonal from Aquarius. So all the fixed signs are on this card, and there are archangels here protecting you. So I do see a protecting energy. I do see you vulnerable. But one thing I see in this card is this purple ribbon wrapped around this naked woman. So to me, you know, in your vulnerable state, Leo, this is just for some of you. And some of you could have been making a wish about this vulnerable state, or making a wish about something in the world. You know, you want to make a wish in the world, for the world. And it's interesting because some of you very much well could have wished for world peace, or you could have wished for a certain celebration. But whatever this wish is, it does result in celebration. In celebration all around you. Do you see that kind of wreath? And it looks kind of like a Christmas wreath. So some of you might celebrate Christmas. And so around Christmas, there could be some type of wish that comes true. It could have a wish to do with money, or a wish to do with a lover, okay? That's what I'm seeing in the cards here. But whatever that wish is, Leo, it's surrounding you, and there's good luck and good fortune here. And this is certain kind of completions and certain changes too. So some of you might have wished for a change in your world. Maybe, you know, you lived a certain place for a while, or you were with a certain person, and you're just really wishing for your world to change. So whatever this wish is for you, Leo, you could be feeling vulnerable until this wish is granted. But just know that this is coming up in your reading, and that you can wish on the world star. You can make wishes in your world. You can make wishes to celebrate, and you can make wishes for harmony and balance, okay? And we're going to come back to that. I always go back and forth as soon as I get messages, okay? But we're going to move on here to this. Oh, I didn't even know you had the Ace of Wands in your reading. Boy, bye. Girl, bye. So you are holding the Ace of Wands, Leo. Remember when I said that this girl or guy seemed like he was starting a new journey with the Page of Wands? So beginning of December, there was a this is telling me that your world, you guys could have made a wish for a new beginning. Because I'm really seeing here in the top row here that there's a new passionate beginning that came down from the universe. And I'm not sure what you guys wished for, but the world, and this is like symbolic for the universe. The universe heard you, you know? You guys looked up to the sky and you made a wish, or you have hopes and dreams or something like that. Well, maybe some of you guys made a wish for freedom, because I see freedom here. You know, you guys have really taken a leap. There was some type of freedom leap, some type of leap for freedom, okay, in the beginning of December. And this is also fluid, you guys. So if this applies to your present moment, please do apply it. It's just how I'm going to read it, okay, just to kind of create a little bit of stability here as we're talking. But I do see here that there's some type of, after a wish was made, after some type of celebration or something like that. So to have celebration right next to freedom, you could be celebrating your freedom. And if you're not, you'd like to. This is the energy coming up. Like, you already know that you should make a wish. You already know that you should make a wish towards freedom. And you already know that you're free, Leo. So if there's anyone chaining you down, if you feel chained to a certain person, or if you feel stuck or stagnant, just know that you can take this leap. Look at this angel. She just took a leap. This is like the Fool card, especially with this Ace of Wands. It's like the Fool card. It's like the number 0. Like anything can happen. This is so new. This is a new beginning. Something new is happening in December for you guys. And this is a fire energy. So it's happening in Sagittarius season. And it's happening for you, Leo. So you really want to start this new passionate journey with complete faith. And you want to start it in a way that you feel free. You don't want to bring in any chained feelings or anything like that. Just 1 second here. I'm going to put this incense out so that I have some for the Virgo video. Can't leave Virgo out, right? Because I definitely feel the divine blessings coming for you, Leo. This incense definitely worked for your reading. And if you know, this can go for the end of the month too. If you want to make a wish at the end of the month or something like that, hey. If you want to make a wish for, you know, so that after December you can feel free, that's on you. You can use these energies however you want. I'm just the messenger here. But I do see that there's some type of new passionate beginning here with this Ace of Wands. And with that new passionate beginning, you really want to utilize this free feeling. Or this new beginning of passion could make you feel freedom. I'm seeing kind of a polarity here, like you feel free because of this new beginning, and this new beginning made you free. So these energies are kind of playing and bouncing off of each other. But there's some type of new energy coming in here, some type of new power, right? Some type of new passion that is stirring inside of you in the beginning of the month and throughout the month. And there's some type of new energy that jump starts all of this, and you wanna start these journeys in a way of complete freedom. Okay, let's take a little bit of a closer look here at this angel card. She's completely surrendering. So you want to surrender to this new passion of yours, and you want to take flight with the power that the universe has given you, right? Any of these new ideas that you have in December, and this is going to carry out into the new year. Okay, so you're jumping into the new year with flight and with freedom. Okay, this is a free feeling. And you have the Ace of Wands, Leo. Okay, so this is some type of passionate freedom here. And I know that Leo is very, very much a person who wants to be free and who wants to be passionate. So you're free in your passions, and this hand is coming right down from the universe. So I believe this has something to do with that wish, because the universe has come in here and has reached out to you and given you this Ace of Wands, right? So this is a new beginning. Any ace card, and then you have the Page of Wands. So these two cards here together with the World card in between. Come on now. If you didn't start a new passionate beginning, just know that you can in December, that the universe is lining up for you. It could have something to do with that 5th house energy of Sagittarius, but you are really feeling the fire. Your world is lighting up with passion, and you're getting these new ideas. You already know, Leo. You already know. So this really could have happened because of the moon, that 11th house moon. We have self-reflection here. And I love self-reflection as a card, because self-reflection is such a great thing for us to do. When we self-reflect, we gain balance, we gain clarity. Nobody can self-reflect for us. Isn't that beautiful? No matter what, nobody has the ability to make us self-reflect. And when we self-reflect, we discover things about ourselves that is not known to anybody in this world. So there is a need here after this wish and after this new beginning, and after you know, December has been going on for a couple, so about maybe heading into the 2nd week of December, which I would say we're in now. I'm recording this on the 14th. So I would say right around now is a time for you to go into a self-reflection. Okay, it could have something to do with the new moon. Okay, when you have a new moon in your 5th house, when there's that Sagittarius stellium on the 18th in a few days, you might want to self-reflect, Leo, on the journey that you've had so far. You might want to self-reflect on the passion, on the journeys that you've begun. You want to self-reflect on the mountains that you've overcame, on the obstacles that you've endured. You know, it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been easy for you. You want to self-reflect on your world, your inner world, what you think and know about the world. You want to self-reflect on what it is that makes you feel free. What makes you feel free, Leo? What makes you feel chained down? These are the things that you want to go inside yourself and self-reflect this month, because there's great, great power and passion waiting for you in your subconscious. Now, ways that I self-reflect is meditation. Sometimes I just, you know, come into my office and I write in my diary to self-reflect. So writing is a really good way to self-reflect. You could even talk to another person to self-reflect, or just go inside yourself and say, hey, what does my life mean? What does all this mean? And it's great to do this as the North Node, okay? Because if you self-reflect, it'll inspire other people to self-reflect. So this angel is taking a break. You see how her wings are back there? She's not gonna fly just yet. So it's interesting. You took a leap, and you took a leap right into self-reflection. Self-reflection is a form of freedom. And you have all these people around you that want to tell you your wrongs, and they want to tell you your flaws and what you do. They want to try to blame things on you. Well, self-reflection is the get out of jail free card for that. Nobody can blame you or make you feel bad about anything if you self-reflect. When we self-reflect, it leads us to self-acknowledgement. We might realize some things that we've done wrong. We might realize areas that we could need improvement on. So there is something here about self-reflecting, and it looks to me as if she's looking in front of a mirror. If you take a closer look at that. So, some of you could even be, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You know that song? That's just what came into my head. I'm asking him to change his ways. Yeah, that was my inner Michael Jackson that just came out, alright? And Michael Jackson was a Virgo, so he is an angel. He's really an angel now. And he's coming through for you guys today, so you guys might want to, I don't know if that song means anything to you, but, only you can change yourself. Only you can look in the mirror and when other people try to point out your flaws, it's like the ego in us automatically shuts it down. Like, nah, dude, you don't know me. So, Leo, have you been saying that a lot? You don't know me. Or do you feel that way? Do you feel like telling certain people, like, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through, So when we say that, when we say you don't know me, you want to pay attention to when we say that to other people, because it's our inner selves asking us to get to know ourselves better. So, part of this passionate journey that you're on, and part of this wishing and this good luck and all this freedom is having the freedom to self-reflect, Leo, in a way where you can look at yourself honestly in the mirror, right? So what do you see when you look in the mirror, Leo? What kind of person are you? Maybe you should write out some of the qualities that you have and some of the areas in your life that, we all have positive and negative traits. We all have a shadow side. So it's very liberating and it's very powerful when we get to know those sides of ourselves. So there's some self-reflection for you there. And you want to start with the man in the mirror. And it's very interesting because that's paired up with the moon card. Now, the moon card, it has a lot to do with secrets. It has a lot to do with illusion. It is the Pisces card. So there could be some self-reflection on a Pisces. And I don't know if some of you are with Pisces. If not, then this card is, this is also Cancer, okay? And Leo, you did come up for the Cancer reading. The Sun, it's so interesting. Leo got the Sun, Cancer, who was ruled by the Moon, got the Sun card. And Leo, who was ruled by the Sun, got the Moon card. So there's some opposition going on here. Whereas Cancer is becoming more aware, Leo is going more inwards and becoming more psychic and more intuitive. So that's what the Moon card here represents, is illusions. So there could be some type of self-reflection you're doing based off of the illusions that you've experienced. So there could have been something in your life that wasn't exactly what it appeared to be, all right? And that's interesting that I say that, because it could be even yourself. You could have been behaving a certain way or acting a certain way, or maybe there was certain parts of you that were coming out temporarily throughout the year that you're going to self-reflect on and know, that you want to figure out what's real and what isn't, Leo. And this goes for relationships, this goes for career, this goes for lifestyle. In every area of your life, you want to apply this kind of moon reflection. The moon symbolizes our inner emotions. So you want to self-reflect on the emotions that you feel. And you want to self-reflect on the emotions that you don't necessarily express, okay? And you are all about expression, Leo. So you may want to go inwards towards the middle of the month and really acknowledge some of those emotions that you may have not been looking right in the eye. You might be looking some of your emotions right in the eye, because this is a water energy. This is a psychic energy. So you become more psychic when you self-reflect as well. And there's an inner you that you want to get more in touch with, okay? And it's because of what's coming up. There's things in the future that await you, Leo, that you will handle better if you're in touch with this inner you. So there is some self-reflection here, and I believe the moon card is here for that, because there's certain things that are hidden deep inside of you that only you can acknowledge. People around you can try to get you to see something until they're blue in the face. But if you're not ready to see it, if you don't look it right in the eye, then, you know, you're not going to see it. So there's going to be things that you see a different way this month, Leo. And I see it very strong. You know, this is going to make you a very strong person, to look at the illusion of you, to look at the illusions in the mirror and look at, it's your reflection. Okay? Self-reflection. So when you reflect on something, it's interesting, because water is also, have you ever looked in a river and you can see yourself? Water is like a mirror. So there might be some type of emotional mirror. Okay? You could have someone in your life that is reflecting emotions back to you, and they could be the emotions that you don't see. Another thing here is that I see up top that there's the moon and the sun. Do you see that? So not only is that Cancer and Leo, but it's also the new moon. Okay? And it also could be going back to when we had that Leo eclipse. Remember when we had that solar eclipse in Leo? Well, what exactly happened on that day for you? What did you do on that eclipse? Did you watch the eclipse? Because that energy is going to return when we have the Aquarius eclipse. It's going to be a chapter that completes, because we had it in Leo and then we waited all these signs until it was in Aquarius. So those emotions, whatever you did that day, it's going to be resurfacing. So going back here to the moon up there and the sun, that tells me that the sun and the moon are coupled together in this picture. See how that's the moon and the sun? So this is on the 18th. This is the 18th. This is definitely you self-reflecting on the 18th when there's a new moon in Sagittarius. Please do that, guys. If you watch this video, please, in your own way, make sure you're self-reflecting. Okay? Because there's information that you can gain. It's very enlightening. All right? And it's going to be about your inner soul. It's going to be about your feelings. It's going to allow you to eliminate certain illusions in your life that are no longer true. And that's happening for everyone. You know, this year was about finding out the truth about ourselves and about other people and about our divine purpose, right? So we have this wolf and this dog and this kind of crayfish howling at the moon, right? And they're on a path. Okay, this is the Pisces card, so I love this card. I'm a Pisces. So you see this path? There's a stone path in between these two pillars. And so you wanna focus on your inner path, Leo. You want to self-reflect so that you can make sure that you're going the right way in life. You see that path? You want to focus on that path there and make sure that you're realizing that that's your path of life. In the moon, your inner emotions, your inner feelings, your soul can lead you down the right path. So you want to self-reflect on all that when it's the 18th, okay? Now, after all that self-reflecting, a couple days later, you learn something new. I told you, when you self-reflect, you learn things. You are enlightened. So I think that you learned something new. This doesn't say learned, like in a past term, but that's just what Spirit is showing me, that the energy that happens, you're either in alignment to learn something new, or you do learn something new. And it could be about yourself. It could be, and it's so interesting. Do you see this? Do you see this girl here? She's real cute. She has curly hair and she's mixed. Real pretty. I don't know what that means for some of you, but the point is here, she's putting her foot in that water. And you know, that's like the star card. I wish the star card was here, because that really does look like the star card. And sometimes I can open up the deck and find certain cards when I'm talking about them. But it looks like Aquarius is hiding. I can't find the Aquarius card. I don't know where the star card is. It could be right at the bottom. No. But this looks like the star card to me, Leo. So there could be some type of Aquarius in your life, especially because you're going through an 11th house energy and 5th house energy. That's Leo and Aquarius. So if I were able to show you the star card right now, you would see that the star card has one foot in the water and one foot not. And you know, it's interesting because the star card is about wishing, and you do have make a wish up here. So it's like there's a hidden Aquarius energy in your life that isn't showing up in your reading clearly, but I'm still psychic and I'm awesome, so I can still see that there's some type of Aquarius floating above you and in your realm that keeps popping in and out of your life. You could learn something new from that Aquarius, or you could learn by embodying your opposite sign. Okay, Leo, Aquarius is your opposite sign, Leo, and they're very different from you. They handle things very differently from you, and they do learn new things often. Aquarius is very intellectual. They're very intelligent people. They're aliens, first of all, so they're like extraterrestrial beings that aren't from here. And you know, you might want to ease your way into something new. This could be a relationship. But whatever it is, you know, she's preparing herself for something new, a new journey. She's not jumping completely in, because what if that water was ice cold, you know? What if that water was really cold, or she's just testing the waters out. So you could be, since the moon was right before this is a lot of emotion. This could be you trying something with a water sign. I see some of you really easing your way into a water sign energy. So if it's not you getting in touch with your inner emotions slowly but surely. You see how that foot there? She's just testing it out. Like, let me test these feelings out. Do I really like this person? Are we really in love? Like, are we really? So you want to learn something new in order to gain more knowledge towards the situation. That's how Aquarius would do it. You know, they would just test it out a little bit, see what the vibration was. So if it's not that you're testing new emotions out, and I do think that, because we have self-reflected, and when you self-reflected, I think you learned a lot more about why you feel the way that you do, or why these feelings are there. And then you learn something new. You could have learned something new about your inner world or about self-reflection, but there's some new knowledge gained here, and it's in the middle of your reading, Leo. So this is important. This spot in the reading is very important because it's the center. It's what Spirit felt was important, okay? So there's everything is centered around learning something new this month. So there's a lot of knowledge, okay? No wonder you're self-reflecting, and no wonder you're, you know, and it's interesting because you already know. So you started the month off thinking that you already knew something. Interesting. But the universe is like, Leo, there's more to know. There's more to know. So please free yourself enough so that you can go inwards on an inner journey of emotion, so that you can be in a place where you can learn something new about this situation, because you thought you already knew it all, right? You thought you already knew everything that there was already to know in the beginning of this reading. And it's interesting that in the You Already Know card, she is walking alongside an ocean. In the Try Something or Learn Something New, she is dipping herself into that ocean. So instead of walking alongside those ocean of emotion, she's actually putting herself in that situation to learn. You know, there's only so much you can learn from the outside. So sometimes we have to put ourselves a little bit in other people's shoes, or allow ourselves to feel what other people feel. And this can be you, Leo. You know, you might want to allow yourself to actually feel some things this month so that you can learn something new about a situation. So I love that there. Spirit was like, you thought you already knew, Leo, but then you made a wish, you know, of freedom. And it turns out that you know, it's interesting that there's things that you already know, but there's still more to learn, okay? That's what I'm getting. And this card came out, the You Already Know card came out with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is more so the middle of December. So there may be something more to learn in a work environment. Something there with finances, because the Queen of Pentacles, she's really good with finances. And it's interesting, she's not really involved in emotion. So, you know, earth signs, they really don't like emotion that much. So it's interesting that we have this Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Spirit showing us this person who's just lightly tapping her foot into the water. It's like, I'll learn, okay, I'll learn something new. I'll become a little bit more emotional. It's like, I'm actually feeling a little bit of hesitation here. Okay, so there's some type of Queen of Pentacles. Some of you may have Queen of Pentacles. You may have earth energy. So this is Taurus. Excuse me. This is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This could very well be when Capricorn season, because if this is the new moon, hell yes. Okay, so this is the new moon in Sagittarius. Self-reflection. The new moon, because we see the sun and the moon up here, and when the sun and the moon are together, it's a new moon or an eclipse. And then we have this earth energy coming in. So I would say this is around the 19th when Saturn So, okay, when Saturn enters Capricorn, you're going to be learning so many new things, Leo. So many new things. Let's see real quick here. Yeah. You're going to be, that's your 6th house. Capricorn is your 6th house. So you could be learning new things about your lifestyle. And you know, lifestyle has a lot to do with finances, right? So there's something here that the Queen of Pentacles can learn. So this could be you being really grounded with your finances, and then trying to learn something a little bit new about finances. Like, you might want to look at finances in a new way. There's something more that you can learn. And this is the Queen of Pentacles actually allowing emotion to be involved with things that usually she doesn't involve any emotion in. Do you see that there? She's usually so grounded. She's usually so much about money and finances and logic. So this is when a very logical person allows emotions in. Okay, so whatever that might mean to you, you could be dealing with a earth sign. Earth signs are very logical. They're all about that coin. They're all about that money, because they're all about logic. And in this realm, in this world that we live in, it's logical that you have money, and you know, Leo, you are a fixed sign, and you're all about stability. So in order to be stable here, I'm pretty sure that we need to have a steady income, right? So there's something here about that. There's something here about learning something new in finances. This might be a new career that you join. Something about a promotion or a new job, or you might start working in a new area in your job, and you learn something new from that. You actually, you know, you're tapping into that, okay? And there's something here about earth energy, okay? So I think maybe when you were grounded and you were logical and you were all about that mental stability, and you're really lightening up here, okay? I do see you know, the freedom, and this is coming out. You made a wish. So for some of you, this could be a wish for finances, or a wish to become more stable in finances. And I want you to take a look at this girl here. Some of you may know a girl that looks like that, or this may look like you, Leo, but there's some type of message here about this girl. So you may be in a relationship, and you may really be coming into this relationship slowly, okay? I don't know what this is here, but there's something about that, and you may want to learn something new about that person. She's really, really beautiful here. And she's in a pink dress, so she looks like she means well, and that she's a calm character, right? Because, you know, if she wasn't, she'd be in a harsher outfit. She'd look a little bit, she's not sad. She's just calm, okay? She's calm, and she's water. Well, she's trying to be. She's just kind of just lightly putting that foot there in the water. But that's just for some of you. For others of you, there's a new journey with emotion. There's a new journey coming with finances. It's looking at your money in a more emotional way. How can this money benefit my emotional stability? Something there with that, okay? But just like all the other cards, I'm sure it'll make more sense as we go on. Because there is some type of wake-up call here, okay? This is where a turn of events. Things are going to turn directions when the sun enters Capricorn, all right? So we do have judgment here, but let's talk a little bit more about the angel card, okay? And then we'll relate the judgment card to it. So when you learn something new about your finances, you lightened up a little bit, and you allowed emotions to become a part of your life. And then there's an apology. There's some type of apology that comes in here in Capricorn season this month, because this is like the middle, okay? And I know for sure that this is Capricorn season, because we have the earth here. We're learning something new with the earth energy. So there's some type of an apology, and it could have happened. It could be because you decided to free yourself from a person, and you're coming back to apologize about that, because it's right underneath the freedom card. So there was some type of new passionate freedom that you felt in the beginning of the month, And it was because of that moon. It was because of all this fiery energy. So there could have been some things said or done that you really just don't know why. You're like, oh no. And it's interesting because you have an 11th house energy this month. So it's all about passion and even soulmates, the 5th house, I mean. But the 11th house is about friends and family. So you may be apologizing to certain individuals, Leo. And if not, of course, this could mean an apology coming to you. So make sure you're looking out in a few days, right? Because we're in this week already. It's the 14th today. So in about 4 or 5 days, you know, around that new moon, around the 19th, 20th, 21st, around the winter solstice, you know, there could be some type of apology that, you know, if you feel like apologizing to somebody, then I feel that you should. And if you feel that someone should apologize to you, and I really hope that you get that apology. But we see this man here kneeling, and he looks really sorry. And aside from it being a person, you could apologize to the divine. Maybe, you know, maybe after you learn something new about yourself, you know, there's a lot of self-reflection and learning something new through that self-reflection. So you could have learned some pretty dark parts about yourself, like, wow, I didn't know that I could be so egotistical like that. And this is just for some of you. I don't know what it is, Leo. Some of you could have been, you know, you guys are fire signs, so, you know, you really don't want to piss the Leo off because they can go off, you know. So some of you might have went off on somebody. It could have had something to do with this freedom or with this passion. You could have chose passion, and, you know, everything happens for a reason. But apology is coming up in your reading. So there's some type of learning something new about an apology. You learned something in the middle of the month, and you could apologize, and it has something to do with finances or something like that. I'm not sure, but there is an apology here, and it's pretty straight to the point. This is Spirit telling you that there are things that, and this is all year. So when you self-reflect and when you learn something new, you may realize, you know, you may look back on the past year that you've experienced, and you might acknowledge some people that you really need to apologize for. It could be simple. I don't mean to make you the bully here, but this is coming up, and I know what this card means. It comes up for people who want to apologize but don't know how. It comes up when there's an apology that needs to happen. So I'm not sure where this apology comes into play. If it's, and this is karma. This is after Saturn moves into your 6th house of lifestyle. And it's interesting because I felt just a little while ago that maybe some of you left a job, and that you're just going to apologize for that. You know, like, I'm sorry I left the job. You know, it was just, I wanted to be free. I wanted to start a new passionate journey. But then I looked inside myself and I realized that, you know, I really do need to learn something new right now about finances. I really do need to open myself up and learn. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't in a spot before where I was open to new information, because I thought I already knew everything, you know, and I was really just focused on my own wishes and my own dreams, and I was trying to get those. I was trying to jump into that. But then when I kind of slowed down and these energies helped me realize some things, I reflected on the situation, and now I know new information, and I'm sorry. So you may get that from someone else, or you may give that to someone else. Now, this has something to do with a wake-up call. So it's interesting that you self-reflected and that you learned something new, because now there's some type of wake-up call from the angels. You know, this is the trumpet of truth. So when the trumpet of truth plays, it awakens us to what's true. And this is all about, this is Gemini energy, you know. This is Sagittarius energy. It's all about belief in communication, and it's all about truth. Now, another thing is, this is around the time that Mercury is going to go back direct. So there could have been some things that happened during the retrograde that you might apologize for or receive an apology for. Let's see here. There could be, I'm just saying, around this, when Saturn enters Capricorn, you really do want to apologize for things, because you're not going to want to receive some of that karma. Saturn rules karma, and any pain that you've put anybody through, anything, it's going to be delivered right back to you. So this is for anybody who's watching, whether you're a Leo or whether you're dealing with a Leo. Just make sure that you self-reflect, because nobody's going to apologize if they don't self-reflect. Like, when you self-reflect, it's almost natural to become sorry, because you're like, oh my God, I see this from such a different point of view now. Like, I see that I was such an asshole. And it's like, if that person were to tell you, you were an asshole, you need to apologize to me, that's not going to be your first initial response. You're not going to be like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, not many people think like that. You're going to feel attacked. So the only way through this situation, the only way to learn this new information that's waiting for you, Leo, is to self-reflect. Please do that on the 18th. Because days later, there's going to be a big situation and you're going to find something out. You know, this is when Mercury goes back direct. You know, and this is when second chances can be possible, because sometimes when Mercury goes retrograde, everything is paused. And we're not able to carry on with certain relationships anymore, or we're not able to, it's like communication pauses. So, you know how I was telling you that you might not be talking to certain people anymore that you were, or you might be talking to certain new people? Well, I think a lot of that happened during the 3rd and the 22nd. So whatever went on between the 3rd and the 22nd, it was very much Mercury retrograde-ish. And this is when the Mercury goes back direct. And this is mental clarity. You know, this angel it's a second chance, because we see these people rising from the grave because they have unfinished business. So there could be someone that you need to apologize to. You might want to apologize and ask for a second chance. You know, that's what I'm seeing here for sure, that you might want to apologize and ask for a second chance, or someone might come to you and apologize and ask for a second chance because they have unfinished business with you. Like, they thought that it was dead and gone. They thought that your relationship was in a grave under the ground, that it was flowers in a coffin. But then energies change, and maybe there were some things waiting to happen until Saturn went into Capricorn. You know, your lifestyle is going to become karmic, Leo. When the Saturn moves into your 6th house of lifestyle, there's going to be a lot of karma there. So, you know, in this person, whoever this person is, whether it be you or another person, they've really made themselves vulnerable. You know, they're pretty naked. I mean, the bottom half of them is covered up, but they are kneeling and they're regretful and they're so sorry. So whether this is you or another person, you know, like, in order to take flight with this situation, you're going to have to bow down and apologize for anything that you may have done. And, you know, if you're a Leo watching this and you're like, what is she talking about? Like, I really don't have anything to apologize for. Well, then you need to apologize to yourself. There's something here that Spirit would not have had this card come out if there wasn't something that you need to apologize for, or if maybe you're one of the people that really just that needs to receive an apology from someone. But there's something going on here like that. You know, I feel like a lot of you need to apologize to yourself for blocking your heart, for not allowing love in, you know, something like that. Maybe not allowing the second chances in your life that you really wanted. You know what you really want. You know that wish that you made, Leo? You know when you focus on your inner desires? Well, sometimes we have to apologize for being in a spot for so long to not receive abundance. You know, some of you may not have loved yourself as much as you could have throughout the year. And you may need to just send yourself love. You may need to heal yourself. But there's something here. There's some type of second chance, second offer, some type of unfinished business. Something that you thought was dead is not dead, and it is being called. It is being awakened. So this is judgment, okay? And also, this feels very Capricornian. So there's some karma here. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's in a relationship or what happened, Leo. I trust that you guys know what I'm talking about. It's going to be different for all of you. But you know, judgment is also a very angelic word, as in judgment day. When we all become judged by the universe, or when we all are judged for the things that we've done. So I think this just means, in order to set yourself free, and it's a part of this new beginning up here in the first week, in order for this new beginning to really matter, in order for this passion to really matter, it's right underneath this. This goes right underneath it. So there's some type of underlying energy of a second chance or forgiveness. You might want to forgive yourself for some of the things that you've done so that you can move on. And after that, there's a certain bridge that you're able to cross. So when you apologize to somebody, it can be water under the bridge now. You know what I mean by that? Like, it's all water under the bridge. So these emotions that you were premature with, and that you were just kind of testing. You weren't allowing them to submerge, which is good. You're not a Pisces or a water sign, so I wouldn't submerge in the emotion. You're smart. You just stuck your foot in it a little bit, or you were dealing with someone who was doing that to you. Well, now you're walking across that. So you're taking the things that you already knew in this month. So you already knew certain things coming into this month, Leo. You knew certain things. The universe gave you certain knowledge towards people, places, and things. You're taking the things that you already knew and the new things that you learned, and you're moving on. Okay? These are two very good cards to come out together, because we see two different situations where a person is getting through a great deal of emotion, but they're doing what it takes to move on. Now, that's not to say that you won't regret certain things. That's why you're apologizing first. You know, and some of you might get shot down about a second chance. You know, it could be a job or a relationship or a second chance for yourself. And the universe might shoot you down. But I don't feel that for a lot of you. I feel that you're just, it's not even really a second chance that you want. It's just to clear the bad energy so that you're able to get through. So we have the Six of Swords here, which is an air energy. So there could be some mental decisions here to move on. Like, these cards are so similar to me, and this is becoming a story that makes sense, right? So you apologized, and I think you judged yourself. You're finally able to start, instead of finger pointing, and I'm not saying that you are, Leo, but instead of thinking that it's anybody else's fault, you're just done with that game, and you're like, you know, I want to take responsibility for myself, because I really do want to move on. And if I want to move on, I'm going to have to accept these emotions that I feel. And, you know, it's interesting. You had to get in touch a little bit with those emotions, right? You were being so grounded in pretty much no emotion at all. But once you learned something new about that, that's when you were in a position to do this energy. And it's like that opened the door. Whatever happens here around this time, the last week of December, is going to be you walking. I think a lot of us are going to go through this energy, because there's a lot that we're going to be walking away from. But, you know, one door closed is another door open, Leo. Like, you might be leaving one side of the spectrum, but you're going to be entering in to an even greater portion of your life. So don't fret too much over the people, places, and things that aren't going to be in your life next year. I'm telling you, you're going to walk into January a lot different than you walked into 2017. You know certain things. You thought you already knew it all, right? But there was more to know, and you did the inner reflection, and now you know. So this could be certain friendships that you're walking away from, certain partnerships, certain family members. It could be just energy. I don't want you to think that you have to walk away from certain people. It's up to you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but it's up to you. It's up to you to self-reflect. And this is coming up right underneath the self-reflection, okay? So only you know what it is that you have to walk away from, but you do already know that. You already know what you have to self-reflect on and what you have to leave behind. That's this row right here. And that's how I read the cards sometimes, is, you know, they all relate to each other. And I love these cards together, because you're getting over emotion. Instead of fretting, you're becoming emotionally grounded, and you're doing what it takes to get yourself out of a tough situation and to embrace what is waiting for you. Because the one thing about this card is that there's a lot of, and this comes out for you a little bit, Leo. I remember this coming out for you before. So there's rocky water. You see that water down there in the corner? But he's moving on to a place where the water is much stiller. So in this reading, in tarot, this is symbolic for your emotions. You know, you could have been in a very rocky emotional state, but when you self-reflected, and when you learned something new, and when you apologized for maybe you made waves in somebody's water. What do I mean by that? Maybe you stirred up some emotions in another person. You know, but in order to get through that and to forgive yourself for that, you're going to have to apologize and maybe awaken some of those old wounds that you've been through. But it's all so that you can move on, okay, to more calmer waters. I'd love to know what's waiting at the other end of this bridge for you. And he looks a little sad. His head is down. Like, these cards damn near go together. This is spirit right here. So you see how in this card we have the very strong man. He's doing what it takes to row them across the river. But then we have these figures here that she's hooded. She's completely covered herself in shame. And it's because she's sad about leaving. And then we have that small child there too. So there's something here about a small child and a woman. There's some type of woman and small child. And then there's you, Leo. I don't know if you're this guy, or if you're this woman, or if you're this small child, or if you're a Leo and you have a small child, or you're with somebody. You may be making a decision to leave some type of situation like that. You could be taking a mother and her child across an emotional river. But it's interesting that I see you here alone. So you could be leaving that situation. You felt like maybe you were doing all the rowing and that person was just kind of like not available. They're not around. They're not here. This is an illusion as well. The moon card. The moon card is right above this, right? So it could have been an illusion. But I see you walking away in so many different ways in this card. And in both the cards, I see somebody who's really sad, you know, but they're doing what it takes to get to the other side. There we go. The other side, I want you to see. I really just sang Hannah Montana to you guys, but that's just what came into my mind. So there's another side to this story, you know. There's another side to these emotions. There's always two sides to every story, right? Well, you've been reading the same story for a long time, and now that you're on the last chapter of that story, you have no choice but to look to your future. So if you are experiencing some type of melancholy or some type of sadness at the end of this month because of all that you have to let go of, Leo, just know that there's so much waiting for you. Let's get into what might be waiting for you. Well, you could ask for a sign. You could ask for a sign, right? And this could be related to the moon, because we see the moon there. And we have the moon card also on the table. So you might want to ask for a sign. And we see these butterflies here that this angel has let go in her hand. So it's mental clarity. You might want to ask a sign. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe it has to do with this energy. Maybe you don't know whether to leave or not. Maybe you don't know where to go. Maybe you just want to know if you leave that you're going to be stable still, and that you're going to be fine, and that you can still be on your own. And let me tell you, you can. You can ask for a sign about anything. Universe, should I take this job? Universe, should I end this relationship? And this is being paired with the Lover's card. So a lot of you are going to be asking for clarity on a relationship, because I see the sun here. Oops, wrong card. The sun here is shining beneath. This is the Gemini card. So this could have something to do with the Gemini full moon, which happened in your 11th house. And that has everything to do with the people that we associate with our community, with groups of people, right? And I believe that our relationship would kind of exist in that spectrum, or sector, I meant to say, spectrum, whatever. So you may want to ask for a sign about a lover, or there could be a Gemini in your life that you want to ask for a sign about. But I'm seeing this as a sign from the angels. There's a lot of angels here in your reading. You might want to ask a sign that has to do with masculine and feminine energy. Some of you may want a twin flame or a soulmate. And you're like, you know, I've done the work. I've done the self-reflection. I've apologized. I've left things that were really hard to leave. So universe, what's next for me? You know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is the messenger of God. So you really want to ask for a message from God here. And this is coming up in the last few days of December. So you might want to ask for a sign, like maybe you're worried about the year to come, right? Maybe you're worried about all of these transformations and what they're going to transform into, because, you know, maybe you thought things were a certain way for a while and now they're not. Maybe you're in a new relationship, which is why above this, you were really moving into something very slowly. You were learning something new in a very grounded way. Like, you're not going to just jump completely into this new information. But here, we have you completely releasing. Could have something to do with the wish, because we have the World up here in the Queen of Pentacles. So you want a grounded reality, I'm seeing. You want a grounded relationship. Doesn't have to be with an earth sign, but you want someone who's really going to be there for you and stand with you vulnerably, right? You could be with someone who's far away from you, Leo, and maybe you're choosing between two people, is what I just heard. And you're asking for a sign, like, which way should I go? I already left a situation, but now it seems like I want to go back. I don't know. There's something here, Leo. And it has to do with the Lovers. Alright? It has to do with something like that. But you want to just ask the angels at the end of this month what it is that you can do. And you want to ask for the right clarity when it comes to the relationships in your life. Right? This could be new love coming in. You could want, maybe there's a new person you want to ask for a sign. And so, you know, Leo, when I want a sign from the universe, I just say, hey, universe, I don't know about this situation, so I want you to communicate with me and show me if I'm right. So here's the deal. If this is a good person for me, or if I should take this job, show me a cat. Show me cats today. And I guarantee you, I know that sounds a little silly, but I guarantee you, you'll just be minding your own business and you'll see a cat. And you'll remember that agreement that you made with the universe, and then you'll know. Or you can say, universe, show me a sign that this isn't good for me. Show me the number. It's good when you do it with numbers. So if you say, show me the number 12, if this isn't a good situation for me. And you might be arguing with someone, you look at the clock and it says 12:12. Ooh. Then, do you see how that works? So after you ask for a sign, you might get an answer. Well, I know for sure you're going to get an answer, because you wind up being very wise. And this is the share your wisdom card. So when you asked for a sign, you explored, okay? We don't want to forget that this is the Explorer card, because I was really just looking at the picture, but this is the Explorer card. So you want to explore. Once you reach the other end of that river, Leo, the other side of your emotions, it's time to explore. It's time for a new journey. The universe is asking you to explore something new, especially after all this apology and all this healing and self-reflecting. Well, you're going to come out a very wise soul. This is you at the end of December. Okay? You see those books in her hand? So some of you really might be going to school. But she's very, very wise. He or she is very, very wise. They've learned a lot. It's interesting that her head is down. All she cares about is what she's learned so far. And it's almost like you have the wisdom that it takes to close these chapters, because I see that this book is closed and she has like kind of a slight smirk on her face, like she has some type of inner knowing. So you may have wisdom about the past year of your life. You could have wisdom because you're the North Node. But I see this as you really, really closing the book to those chapters of life, the chapters of certain relationships that you're in. And this is happening at the end of the month. So, you know, you're going to close that book, and it's okay. It's not like you have to burn that book or like you have to throw them away. They're always there for you to go back and read. And, you know, the funny thing about the past is that sometimes it comes back. Sometimes things are reawakened. And this is coming up in the same row as this. So don't think that this is over forever, Leo. It's just over for now. There's just other things that are waiting for you. Okay? And we have that being validated by the Queen of Swords. So I'm loving that this mental clarity is coming up for you. So you're going to gain mental clarity and mental wisdom at the end of this month. And you're also going to be a lot more clear, which is probably why you did the self-reflection and why you're free. In those apologies as well. And when you explore certain unknown territories, because that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. Self-reflection. I'm telling you, you thought you knew everything in the beginning of this reading, which is why it started out with you already know. I'm sure glad that I continued on with your reading, because there wound up being a lot that you didn't know, Leo. But you wind up knowing even more at the end. You are so mentally clear, and it's like you take these wisdom, you take these books of wisdom, and let me tell you, these books that lady's holding, it's your life. All the characters, all the plot lines, all the plot twists, everything, it's all there. It's like your own Bible, right? It's like the scrolls, the archives to your own very life. And when you hold your wisdom that close to you, you're able to share it like the Queen of Swords is doing. You see how she's offering her clarity to the clouds? So you may become an individual at the end of this month who's so mentally clear that others come to for mental clarity. There's a lot of transformation going on here too. You have transformed into a more mentally clear person. This is men and women. I know this is a feminine energy. There's two women here. And it's because it's symbolic for your emotion. You're becoming more wise. You're becoming more mentally wise, and you're being asked to share that wisdom. As the North Node, you are very wise right now. There's a certain wisdom that you know that no one else knows, Leo, and you really want to share that with the world. Share that with people. Whether you start a new business or you start a new practice or some type of project where you're spreading the word. Because we have share your wisdom here, and then we have a communication sign, okay? So it really is talking about communicating your wisdom, because the clouds are not allowing wisdom in, but you see how it's half clear and half not? So share your wisdom to people who are still stuck in their own clouds. There's something here about sharing your wisdom. And then we have the Queen of Swords, who's powerful enough to cut off anything or anyone, any place that isn't benefiting her in her own mental clarity and her own wisdom. The Queen of Swords is very wise. She's very wise. And you could be communicating with an air sign at the end of the month, with an Aquarius or with a Libra or with a Gemini. But I don't see that for all of you. I see that some of you are just going to become that Queen of Swords. You're going to become the opposite energy of yourself. You're going to apply that passion to wisdom, into knowledge. Everything that Sagittarius season taught you. Sagittarius is all about expansion. It's all about knowledge and your beliefs. So whatever you learn in December, Leo, just know that it's critically important for where you are at the end of the month. So when you're up here by the, and we haven't reached here yet. But when you're dealing with that new moon and all those feelings, just know what you have to look forward to. Someone at the end of the month who knows why everything happened. You self-reflected. You know why there's clouds. You know why there's clarity. You're actually creating your own clarity out of chaos. And you're not judging any parts of your story anymore. You know that this is your life and that everything happens for a reason. And you're choosing to be more mentally clear about things instead of certain illusions being welcome in your life, because you've already done the self-reflection for that. It's because of this energy here that allows you to share your wisdom at the end of the month. I'm just going to take a moment here to see if I see any last minute. We have you exploring and asking for a sign on this new journey, and then sharing your wisdom. I love that at the end you're wise instead of already knowing. Like, a wise person always knows that there's more to know. So it's interesting that you start the reading off with you already know, and then you humble yourself in December. You're very humbled. The universe humbles you to your own self-awareness and understanding. So instead of thinking that you know it all and that you know what's best, my way or the highway type of thing, well, you just become a person who's mentally clear on their own. It's almost like you become some sort of teacher or something at the end of the month. And that could be what you're apologizing for, Leo. You could be apologizing for thinking in the beginning of it, like, I know that if this reading was for me, that I probably would apologize for thinking that I knew everything, because it's like, wow, universe, thank you so much for broadening and expanding my awareness. Now I know so much more about things. And I apologize for what I thought I knew in the beginning. Even grounded figures need to learn. And this could be learning something new about grounding yourself, because we have you here in the water, and this is being verified by the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we do have two queens on the table as well. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. So for the female Leos watching, or I should say the feminine energy, because that could be some men too, I do see that you are a grounded communicator. It will be best to communicate in a very grounded way. I mean, you really want to do that, Leo, because there's a lot here happening with you. A lot of transformations. And I believe this wish for freedom, because I do believe that a lot of you are wishing for freedom. You know, that's why Make-A-Wish in the World card, I'm seeing you in the middle, very free feeling. Like, I'm sorry, but naked, when you're naked, it feels very free. Okay? And instead of covering up all of your vulnerabilities, you just, it's interesting, we have you naked here too. So some of you really are making a wish for a lover, because I see you here as naked, and then in the same row we have not only you naked, but someone else naked as well with you. So you want someone to share vulnerabilities with you. Like, you want to tell somebody your inner, most darkest secrets that you've learned through self-reflection. You want to share that with somebody. And not just anybody, but someone who's going to be just as open with you. And I do see that there's some distance here between the two of you. So you might want to ask for a sign about that. But going back to those queens we were talking about, you know, I do see that the feminine signs are really grounded. And there's either a pentacle in your hand, or so there's some decisions. There's some communication about money. And I think in order to, those of you who are wishing for freedom, those of you who are wishing for a new start, you are going to need to communicate that clearly at the end of the month, because some of these wishes could be granted, and before you know it, you know, you have an opportunity to move far away to pursue your dreams, and you've got to tell the person that you're with that you need to move to California for a few months because of a certain gig or something. I'm telling you, these wishes are going to come true, and you're going to need to communicate that. Right in the middle, learn something new, Queen of Pentacles. So this is a very important area. You can make a wish to learn something new. You'd benefit from asking for a sign this month. You really would. The signs that the universe give you are really going to be essential and significant to your life. And it is really, really on your side to self-reflect and to apologize about some of the things that you learned through that self-reflection. Okay? I do see you guys coming out of an emotional period, because I see here this kind of crayfish at the bottom. He's emerging from the depths. And then on this card, we have some type of water energy as well. Her foot being in the water. So there's this part of you that's very close to emotions right now. Like, no matter what, there's a lot of emotion that's close to you. Especially with the moon card here and all that. But you do what it takes in order to gain mental clarity. You explore different parts of your life, different parts of your mind, different parts of yourself, and you wind up on top. You wind up wise, you know. And a wise person always knows that there's more to know. So what are you going to do with this wisdom, Leo, that you gained all year? And that you gained this month? Well, you could love yourself. That would be a really, really great way to utilize all of this journey. You could accept yourself We have acceptance and love yourself at the bottom of your reading. So what does this mean? It means that this entire reading had a lot to do with loving yourself. This whole month, this whole year was trying to get you to self-reflect in a way where you could realize that you're your own best friend. And in order to get this energy, you have to first celebrate self. Celebrate your own vulnerabilities. And then it becomes clear that you have options around you. A Taurus, a Leo, an Aquarius, a Scorpio, an intellectual person, a mysterious person, a passionate person, a grounded person. All these people who are around you. In order to get that, you have to love yourself and accept yourself first. You know, we have to become love that we want to see in others. We have to love ourselves in the way that we want someone else to love us. And we have this full moon here. So you want to accept. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what I told Gemini about this acceptance card. This moon symbolizes completions and new beginnings. So you see how her chakra, her crown chakra, there's flowers all over her head. Okay, so these are emotional thoughts, because if you take a closer look, these look like water droplets. They're flowers, but they look like water at the same time. So the emotional completions and what you think about that, the emotional new beginnings and what you think about that, you just want to accept everything. Accept this journey, accept your freedom, and accept what you self-reflect on, accept learning things, accept the apologies, accept the exploration, accept the signs that the universe gives you. But your real underlying energy is loving yourself. This is the real energy, but underneath that was acceptance, and I wanted to pair those together because it's the universe saying that when you love yourself, you can accept. I think that the key to life is acceptance. If you just accept the things that are around you, you know, I think a lot of our problems in this world is that we feel like we can change the unchangeable. We always want more. But if we just accept what we already have, or if we accept the ways that things are, we give ourselves so much more time. We waste so much time in denial, in lying to ourselves. So it's really good to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, Leo. And when you do that, you're gonna attract someone into your life who accepts you and who loves you. So all of these energies, I want you to apply these messages to loving yourself. You want to apologize because you love yourself. Share your wisdom because you love yourself enough to know that that wisdom matters. Love yourself before the Lover's card. Love yourself while letting go and moving on from things. Love yourself enough to give yourself another chance, or to give others a second chance, or to accept an apology, or to give an apology. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to ever apologize to anyone. Love yourself enough to stay grounded and to learn new things. Love yourself enough to break free from the illusions and secrets being kept from you. Love your emotions and your intuition. Love yourself enough to self-reflect and to look yourself in the mirror. So love yourself. Love what you see in the mirror. Love what that mirror shows you, Leo. You guys are beautiful people. Love yourself enough to set yourself free. And enough to make these wishes, and enough to know that they're going to come true. Love the parts of yourself that you already know, so that you can love the new things that you learn. And love your passion in these new beginnings. Because when you do that, the underlying energy of the tarot cards is the Six of Pentacles. So there's a give and there's a take here. You have to love yourself when you're the man holding the balance beam. And you have to love yourself when you're the man on the ground who's happy enough to get crumbs. Sometimes you have to give people crumbs of yourself. Give them the bare minimum. Because you're more so focused on the balance right now. So this whole reading was about the balance of value. It was about loving yourself and loving others in a balanced way. Okay? There's a lot of self-work going on here. There's a lot of self-love that the universe is asking you to realize. Whew. Whew, that was a long reading, Leo. So, sorry, this is sitting on all my cards. So, I hope you stuck around, and I hope that you heard those messages, and I hope that it was relatable. It looks like there is a pretty powerful month this month, and it looks like we're all going to be learning a lot of new things, and we're all going to be transforming. I mean, what can you expect with December and there being a new year, right? So, Leo, I think the main message here is to learn new things and to keep your freedom in mind. You have a lot of passion here and in power and light. And I love that at the end of the month you're going to be gaining mental clarity, because it seems as if that's what you were needing the whole time. So I do hope that you guys have a beautiful December. I hope that those of you who celebrate Christmas or any holidays you're celebrating, I hope that it's beautiful. And I wish you guys a very positive December. I'm always here if you need to talk. I love your comments. So be sure to leave comments below if this related to you or if there's any profound messages that were helpful. I'm sending you guys my best energy. Very powerful reading. It felt powerful to me. I can only imagine what it felt like to you. Alright, Leo. Make sure you're shining. I'll talk to you guys in January.